Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Amy Carr Hilton and I know firsthand the hardships of figuring out how to recover from chronic pain and other chronic symptoms on our own. So I'm inviting you here to explore our pain mastery together because it is you who has the greatest power to influence your own pain healing. And I really want to share this experience with you.
I think I'm going to do a little live for the whole Safe and Sore community just about diagnosis because it's a huge thing. It can be helpful in some ways. It's validating to have a name placed to our symptoms. But with neuroplastic conditions, like conditions that are stemming from a central sensitization, a sensitized central nervous system, they don't actually mean anything. All they are literally either English sometimes or the Latin description of your symptoms. Like that's all they are, burning mouth syndrome, chronic fatigue syndrome. Like it's basically just putting syndrome after the symptom you have, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't give us any information as to what to do about it. It's just validating that you have these symptoms and you're welcome to feel as shitty as you feel, and you can honor that, but you're not going to own it. It's not part of you. It's not you. It is something that you're experiencing right now. And that's all it is. It's a part of your life experience. It's not who you are. And so I think it's really important thing to talk about is just letting go of that identity piece of the diagnosis.
So I just want to talk a little bit about your diagnosis and what that means. Now, there is a long list of diagnoses that are actually just central sensitization. The name that you've been given for the diagnosis, like fibromyalgia, migraines, IBS, GERD, POTS. Yeah, what are some more? There's so many of them. Any kind of neuralgia that is not helped by a nerve blocker or some physical treatment is neuroplastic. All of these things that show behaviors of neuroplastic pain or other neuroplastic symptoms are simply mind-body syndrome or TMS. We now call it central sensitization or primary pain or primary symptoms. And what that means is simply that it is a misinterpretation by your brain being expressed through your nervous system, through your central nervous system, to your peripheral nervous system, so that you feel these symptoms. That is simply all it is. So if you are struggling with the idea that, yes, but I've been given this diagnosis, think about what your diagnosis is. Burning mouth syndrome. What does that mean? It is just a name for the symptom that you feel. It does not describe what the problem is. What the problem is central sensitization. Your brain is overprotective, your nervous system has become sensitized, and so now all of the systems of your body are putting out protective symptoms. And that's simply all there is to it. People get really stuck on the diagnosis, the name, and we really need to let that go. It can help sometimes to look at the label and actually translate it. If it's in Latin, translate it, or if it's in English, look at what it means and use that. Recognize that it actually means nothing. Your diagnosis means nothing. All of these are simply the brain being overprotective because of chronic stress or things that it's learned over time, and a nervous system that's become sensitized because of chronic stress over time, and that expression and how you feel that in your body. And that's why we call it a mind-body syndrome. I like central sensitization because it literally explains what the problem is. Your central nervous system is overly sensitized. And other practitioners, physicians, other healthcare practitioners will want to give you specific diagnoses that are labeling your symptoms. That's fine. You can recognize that that is just the name of your symptom, and you can let that go. And you can, instead of focusing on the physical sensation, work your way up the chain of command, recognize that the way you actually heal this is through your central nervous system, through healing that. And that includes your brain and your autonomic nervous system and your peripheral nervous system. All of that's involved. The peripheral nervous system, of course, is physiological. It's physical. There are physical changes that happen in the peripheral nerves, and that's part of it. But we don't heal at the peripheral level, at the level of sensation. We heal at the level of the brain. So this is why I'm just here to say your diagnosis does not matter.